There is a new tool update in the generative AI world, and it has taken over the internet by storm. So this is the post in question, and it's posted by an account called AnnieRoll, and they write, zero point 0.1 second real time generation. And it features a tool that looks like this, where there is a prompt you put in. So this one says like boy, male focus, da 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 da, or you can add like, I don't know, I guess you change the prompt, whatever. And then following the prompt and what looks to be what you draw on the left side screen, it will then generate you an image on the right side to match this. Now, once again, this is generative AI, and this most definitely has the internet by storm. There's people saying, get this slop off my feed. This is wild. Sad part is you can't tell it's AI. Input, fun, playful, crappy in an entertaining way. Output, identical to every other anime output we've seen. Poor artists, other people are saying we are all doomed. And this one was funny. A commenter said, I mean, based on the left, you're literally telling on yourself about how crappy you are at making art. This was also posted to the subreddit r/AI wars. And the commenters are really 50-50. We have people saying things like, oh, this is pretty cool. I can see this used even without infringing on copyright for animation by basically having a set of base designs and the animator is just needing to do some storyboarding. I don't necessarily think that is true because generative AI, like on its own, infringes on copyright. You know, like the model yoinked the art from somewhere and it's not from your imagination because your drawing was on the left, you know, that wasn't what was used. And I would still argue your own drawing way cooler than whatever is spit out by some Gen AI model. But I don't think this is going to dodge the copyright issue. AI inherently is not copyrightable, at least according to like US copyright law from my understanding, because it is trained off of legitimate work. People are saying, man, how is this not cool? And other commenters are adding, while cool, it still has its limitations, which many people don't like about AI. It's good for close-up shots like this, but for things far away or detailed, it becomes less accurate. The drawing and accuracy is also based on what model you use. So it will still have that AI look unless you use a larger model with more dynamics, but it takes significantly longer to run those, meaning the real-time drawing aspect is somewhat ruined. And if AI makes a mistake, like making two barrels for a pistol, you still need to fix that. And I think it's really interesting because this is like kind of being touted as some like cool new technology. Look at this character. Bro's finger is going through the gun. His middle finger is holding the trigger and then the index finger, what is the index finger doing? Like, what? Look at the cigarette in the character's mouth, bro. It's like a broken lollipop stick. Sorry, I just thought that was funny. This is the final output. Bro's got 6 fingers. At least the cigarette is straight again. Another commenter says, the control level is wonky and there's only an anime style as far as I can see. There's also tokens and I used it for like 5 minutes and it's empty. And another commenter says, you can watch the credits ticking down. Looks like 9 used in the video clip. It seems so unnecessary and pointless. And here's what some other people had to say about this. We have this account writing, on the left is art you made, on the right is not. AI boosters want you to see things like this and believe developing skills and gaining experience are futile, so you'll be dependent on their tools. All that does is keep you inexperienced and underdeveloped. Do not fall for it. And another user writes, 2 problems. 1, AI will likely never be able to take somebody's exact imagined idea and make it. Only an artist is able to do this perfectly. And 2, most AI generators illegally stole artists' work to train from. Please consider not using their tools, especially if they cost money. And another really popular quote retweet writes, excuse me, there's nothing as good for psychotherapy as arts and physical education. Even if you fail as a parent and your child ends up twisted, art can turn that child into a new person. That's what fine art is, and that's exactly the essence of it. Don't let your anxiety from watching those clickbait AI ad videos mislead you from this essence. I feel like these sort of Gen AI tools is always things that like non-artists really gravitate towards because they might have an idea in their head or this, that, or the third. And they're like, this is gonna be a tool that's gonna help me like imagine the things that I have in my head. You know, I can finally access art that was previously inaccessible to me because I didn't want to learn. And they do it for a little bit and they're like, oh, wow, like this was able to like make this character. That's cool, I guess. It doesn't quite look right though. Like in my head, the character looked like this or their tattoo looked the specific way, but like, why can't this AI generator make it look like this? Oh no. And then that's it. Because truly, like what that commenter said, right? Only an artist is able to fully take what is imagined in their head and make it come to life. Gen AI will just never fully hit that mark. I feel. What's also interesting is that this is like going really, really viral, but this is actually not the first time real-time generator thing like this has been made. This is like a TikTok video I found from like 2023, but it's another real-time generator where you put in a prompt and then you draw something on the left and then it combines the two to generate something on the right. But I mean, you can see just how like wonky this looks. Yo, this is what we're using water for. This is what we're wasting resources for. And I think this is just really puts into perspective. Quote, those who promote generative AI want to make you think that honing your technical skills is a waste, making you dependent on tools that steal intellectual property and exploit you. They want to keep you in an underdeveloped state due to lack of experience, and the skills you don't use will eventually atrophy, dragging you down to the same level as the promoters, end quote. A brilliant post. It captures exactly why real artists absolutely refuse to use Gen AI. And this is the thing, right? Like maybe I'm like expanding a little bit too broad on this, but there's this whole like anti-intellectualism conversation going around about how it seems like everyone's getting dumber. And I do think to a degree this is likely true, right? Like literacy rates are going down, and somehow it also feels like the reading comprehension level of people is also going down. And I do think the popularization of AI and things like that is contributing to it. Now, this is a fear that like in general people have every time more technology is developed, like when the internet came out and like whatever, people are always like, oh, it's making the next generation dumber, blah, blah, blah. There are stats that show the literacy rates going down though. And this is something that's scary, right? Because like at the end of the day, who benefits by keeping you dumb? We can do a little bit of thinking. If those promoters keep encouraging you to not think for yourself and take the easy way out every single time, what's gonna happen? Wow. Now you are an even more pliable and vulnerable person they can sell more things to. Because it's like, well, if you're too lazy to read books, they can sell you an AI summarizer tool to summarize books for you. And if you're too lazy to read your own emails, they can sell you this AI summarizer for your emails. And what happens when we start doing things like that, you know? Because you're not reading everything for yourself, because you're not digesting all the information for yourself and it's all being summarized, a lot of important information is going to be left out of the summary. You don't really see the tonality. You don't see the specific word choice that is used. You're missing a lot of context. And it's keeping you reliant on these AI tools. That's how they make money. So maybe this is me getting a little bit too rambly and a little bit too broad on things like this. But I do think that like when it comes to these types of tools, and I use this in really loose quotes because I don't personally view this as a tool. This is kind of just like a hee thing that people will go and play around with, but there's no really like real use case for this that I could really imagine. But I don't know. I don't use these tools, so I have no idea, right? It's just a way for them to profit off of you. I just want to end with this because I think this is a beautiful statement. It's tweeted by user Eric Bordage. I'm not reading their last name right. I'm so sorry. But they write, can we stop with all the BS propaganda pretending like there wasn't a world of kids making flash animations, game mods, indies, writing short stories and fanfics, making home movies, sketching in their notepad in the classroom. AI has never been needed for creativity. And I think this statement is beautiful and it stands so true. You don't need AI for creativity. Kids, people, adults have been creative way before any technology and things like that came around. Kids are, by the way, like the most creative ever. You know, you give a bored kid access to a bunch of little toys and things like that, and they can create some wonderful things with it. So AI is not necessary for creativity. That is a scapegoat. So anyways, I'm rambling for too much now. I'm rambling for too long. I am curious about your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on a generative tool like this? Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's got no use case in your household? It definitely doesn't in mine, but I would love to hear your thoughts with respect in the comment section below. So anyways, if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers and creators that I've been hand drawing since 2021. I also have a coffee with free resources like a free sponsorship guide, and I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch y'all there or in another video. Peace.